What's up, everyone? So, I just want to touch on one more topic before I close out this day. I know that my first two, huh, just earlier this morning, have just been very, very, very much heated. I know it just poured a whole lot of emotion into those topics, and obviously, I know I was just having a really, really shitty first half of the day and just trying to overcome certain things. Just that I would needed to express those those extreme feelings that I've been having, especially as it pertains to what Julio said, you know, just about everyone being fed up with me, and I just thought I'd just go into more depth on that, and how he is just totally spot on because it is the harsh truth of what he said, you know, that it basically confirmed what I've been saying in my older videos about me being a failure of a friend, right? But I'm not gonna really go into that. I just thought I'd just briefly address that, you know, just a little bit, right? And I got really heated, you know, just kind of worrying if that I may lose two more friends in Robbie and Julio, and you know, it's like as badly as I suffered, you know, just mentally, like throughout the first half of the day, just to even just get really heated about these two topics. It's just like, you know, I gotta almost really feel like I'm in physical pain, just feeling so much soreness all over. I just had to make sure I didn't, to prevent myself from risking any serious health damage, especially if it means a heart attack that, or something like serious to the point where I may end up in the ER. So I made sure that I'm okay, and I'm okay. And especially since I won my shoot around game earlier. So anyways, let's just move on to this topic here. Basically, as you can see this chart right here, I actually like this chart. It's good that I saved it so that you know I'll have a much better understanding of this as the future goes on for me, especially when I already have a new job. Now, as it pertains to a new job, look, I've made this clear, um, especially on social media for a long, long time already, and I'm still gonna stand by it. It's only gonna take a new job for me to just better myself in general and better my life. Because right now, as I'm sitting in my 12 and a half years, just going into my 13th in September, which I hope it doesn't get to while it's still the beginning of August, or dare I say, just middle of August, that you know, that these feelings I've been having of just ongoing unhappiness and misery will just continue to give me these lingering unexpected thoughts that, just like what I said earlier to some of these guys from the Nutballers and even my other friends, just like, I just feel bad that they're even seeing me just going off and saying things that, you know, that they would never hear from me, right? And so history shows that, like, because I've lost so many ex-close friends, it's because of the fact that I'm still in this dump. That, with the same leadership of the same company president and the management, you expect nothing to change for the better, despite so many newbies just being there. You got to factor in like how many newbies have been coming in for the last few years, and especially the almost 20 people that left in 2023. So I've been feeling what I'm feeling, the way the sales have been treated, like that 1 year when there was hardly any sales. Just got to factor a whole lot of things as to why I lost so much objectivity for that goddamn place, and why I'm feeling what I'm still feeling, and the fact that it's just more problems for me just outside of this dump. When the problems I've had before were just directly related to my dump. When when it comes to like work related stuff, even just direct tasks. You know what I'm saying? The struggles that I've had especially when Rico had criticized me that I didn't know this, I didn't know that. I had to learn. That he had to teach me how to use InDesign, the basics, and all that. And it's like, those are growing pains. Those are growing pains to become a better employee, to become a better graphic designer, to become a better employee. But you know, now it's just like, what I ask myself why I'm still here. You know, it just baffles me that I'm still here in my 12 and a half years. And the fact that I'm even taking therapy and psychiatry right now, it's I get the purpose of both of them. I get the purpose of mental health in general, mental health, but unfortunately it's not helping me very much right now. And why I say that is because for as long as I continue to be in this dump, especially when some, like, when you have so many problems that persist. Oh my God. Do I really have to bring this up? The AC broke again. Yeah, I hate to say it. The air conditioning broke again in the office. I really wish I could just yell, but first of all, I'm in a really, really, really quiet, outside, peaceful place, right? I'm not in my car. So if I ever have to go off again, and I don't even know if the AC is going to be fixed, man, because it was just so goddamn warm yesterday, like towards the end of the day. And even Stevens, did I say even Stevens? I remember that show. It was such a good show. Daniel Stevens was like, it only worked for like half the day, and then all of a sudden it was warm. I was wondering why, because it said 84 in there, and he said it was broken again. I'm like, what? Oh my God. I swear, dude. It's like, it's always one problem after another in that freaking place. Getting sick of it, man. Getting sick of it. That's why I just cannot find myself just, you know, just being a better person, trying to improve my mental health because of the fact that I'm still there. And look, just seeing this chart right here, I mean, let me just read off some of these, as I'm going through this topic right here. It says just a few benefits of counseling, as you can see there. Less anxiety, trauma resolution, ability to set boundaries, and stress relief, increased assertiveness, regaining emotional balance, better relationships, greater self-confidence. I think I said less anxiety already, didn't I? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About eight of these benefits. Now, they are pretty beneficial. They can definitely be worked on, right? I'm pretty sure that, like, as I'm going through therapy right now, yeah, I'm not saying that it's not helping me at all. I know a lot of times when I'm at my worst, I've said it never helps me, even though I never meant that. But if it's helping me, but it's not helping me to the extent that I expect, myself to, to improve in the areas where I'm struggling mentally, right? That's because every time I'm in that dump, and I know that a lot of people, and even Paula, Lisa, guys like them, and Ted, and just have their health affected, that they're drained. It's like even emotionally drained. I mean, who the hell wants to work in a place like that where you have a company president who's probably in his 80s by now, and still doing his thing and still going by his old damn ways, right? Like he's just frying everyone's brains out, like even me and just a lot of people there. Like, and for the most part, he underpays them. And considering what these ongoing tariffs, dude, like why can't he just raise the minimum wage already? And for me to be paid 17.75 in my 12 and a half years, it's just a disgrace. It really is. Considering that, for one, this is supposed to be a career job, being a graphic designer. And even though my title is labeled graphic artist, it's still supposed to be graphic design. But, you know, for me to be paid that low, and especially since I'm not learning so much and that I've already lost so many learning opportunities, even though I asked for some of them like a long time ago. I remember when Anna was my supervisor, then I was like, hey, when can I do this? Like, and she always kept telling me, oh, you'll have your time. And baloney, I never had my time. Look what Armando's doing now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just treated unfairly. And for him to be the quote unquote lead graphic designer, I get about the webmaster part, but the quote unquote lead graphic designer just does not make any sense. And I'm not faulting him. That's not his choice. It's the goddamn company president, and he's doing everything wrong for that dump. He's made a lot of people, just feel unappreciated, feel undervalued, and just never taking considerations. And people like Paula have already said it, man. When you have a management that just always shuts down your ideas and just never wants to take any considerations of how to better a company like this dump, then it's why it is what it is. It's never going to change to what we most of us want it to be, for it to be better. So considering all those factors that I just mentioned, it's why, like, Lisa said it. It's anybody who leaves that dump should consider taking counseling, and I agree with her on that. I could have started taking therapy, but because of what transpired in early May and even toward the end of March, it's like my mind is just mentally corrupt, and it still is to this day. Look what I just said earlier to some of these guys. It's like, unfortunately, it just had to get me this far, and now I'm in danger of losing Robbie as a friend again. Just so sad, dude. Now I end up having to take therapy. Now I end up having to take some meds, dude. And for the most part, I'm still in that dump. And I just think that once I get a new job, I even told some of the guys this, even Neil and Russ, that once I get in a new job, it will make my therapy sessions, and especially, or just mental health in general, a lot easier to process. So whatever I learn in the future as I'm continuing on with therapy, even as as I'm already in a new job, I think that whatever I come across, it'll be a lot smoother for me, and that it'll be easier to solve, for the betterment of my mental health, since I'm already in the better place, which is obviously a new job. So whatever problems I come across, these problems are not going to be like the kind of problems I'd be facing like while I'm in that dump, to where it makes me so damn angry that it's become a curse, to where I end up having more problems outside of my dump, especially as it pertains to a lot of friend issues. So I'm saying that it'll be a lot easier for me to process therapy, or as well as like psychiatry and other types of mental help when I'm in a new job. Hell, you can include church retreat that I'd be more engaged in, being in groups with people who are, who worship deeply with God, and just other stuff, as it pertains to church activities, and just getting to know one another and helping each other just better their spiritual health and mental health as well. I don't have any experience in that yet. You know, a church retreat definitely helped Julio, and it really, really, he said it was very, very beneficial, and it helped him, like see life in a whole different way. So I'm happy for him that he was able to go through that, um, as he is looking at life at a whole different way now, like for the better. Now, for me, like I can probably do it the same way if only I'm in a new job. Huh. I know a lot of people are going to say this is an excuse. I don't give a damn at this point. You know, I'm saying what I'm saying, dude, because for as long as I'm still here, it's why I can never see myself like I've done anything with my own life, and I feel like total shit. So look, if I'm taking a church retreat right now and I'm still in this dump, you best believe it's not going to help me like feel like I'm seeing life in a whole different light. Nope. I have to be in a new job, because the longer I'm here, which I've already been, as I'm long overdue for a new job. 12 years, dude. Going on 13. Imagine how, like, just staying there for another full year. Dude, like, the longer I'm there, the worse I'm gonna suffer, dude. And you best believe I'm gonna have more problems to face. Okay? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like anything like therapy, church retreat, psychiatry, psychology, rehab, just any type of mental help would definitely benefit me if I was in a new job. And with a new job, yes, comes a much better pay, a much better work environment, and anything that's considered normal at any other company that is unlike this one, where you got an 80-year-old company president is still refusing to retire. So if I was in a better place, man, which is a new job, any problems I face, it's going to be much easier for me to process mental health. And I'm saying it because my focus will be so much better, and it'll help me to learn a lot better. I will become more motivated to better myself as a person than I already am here in this dump, to where I like, for some reason, it's like, everything that I'm going through there, especially as I'm sitting at my desk, I could just never be the person that I am. I feel very less motivated. I feel more lazy. I feel just, uninspired, and just instead it's just a lot of like suffering and feeling like crap, everyday ongoing misery and unhappiness. So I'm just saying, like, all of that would have been gone if I was in a new job. And by being in a new job, I'll be more challenged, I'll be more inspired, motivated to make better life choices, and my focus will be so much better, especially to better myself as a person. Just look how far Paula got. She was able to get it, to buy a house with how much she has made in her current company, And so anything goes. Better things will happen once you're in a new job. Not when I'm still in this dump. And if I were to leave, shoot, I don't give a damn what the company president thinks. It's clear to him that he doesn't want people to leave. Hell, he didn't want Carmen to leave, but she had no choice. She needed to better her health, her mental health too. Shoot, he can't expect people like her to stay there forever, dude. He's just too greedy. He's too stubborn. So for me, look, it's only going to take a new job for me to improve my focus on whatever I need to do, especially when it comes to my goals, because that's just the only way to better myself as a person. Seriously. Just being in a new environment and working a new work environment, just new things, and just whether I'm a graphic designer again or something else, at least I'm doing something new. I'm in a new place, and by there, I've already started a new chapter in life. And with a new chapter in life, starts the process of being mature, and just better focus, and better life choices. That and you know as I continue therapy and other types of mental help, my focus will be a lot better, and my sessions will become smoother, and to where you know I can feel a whole lot better myself, that you know through more learning. And I think the applying what my therapist teaches me in the future when I'm in a new job, it will definitely help me to really become a better person. Then as I'm working my way to becoming a better person, then I already you know am in this dump, like where I have not seen myself being a better person after so much damage has been done. So I just thought I'd touch on this because I really want to address how much my mental health would improve if I was in a new job. And just looking at this chart here, I'm going to save it so that in the future, once I do get a new job, I'm going to look through this chart again, and I think I'm going to have a better feel for it, a better understanding, and a better focus of what I need to do for each one of these benefits, going forward when I do have a new job. Until then, I mean, I've been telling people it's not going to work for me for as long as I'm still here. Like, just trying so hard to just find my happiness and joy in whatever I do. And at the end of the day, that happiness and joy is not permanent. I need permanent happiness and joy. And one of the things I need is, yes, a new job that's going to help with that. I don't want to take any more week vacations, 2-week vacations, 3-day, 4-day vacations. Dude, I need to get the hell out of there. Period. So, I got to work my way out of that. I need to work my way through that escape, or else I'm gonna end up being stuck for another year, and I can only imagine how much more pain I would feel. You know what I'm saying? And more darkness that I would encounter. And right now, I need a new job for to better my mental health and the mental health that I'm seeking right now. I think it's going to get better when I'm in a new job. So, anyways, y'all have a good night, man. I know this topic went on super long, so yeah, dude. I just thought I'd end this day with a more informative topic, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So y'all have a good rest of your day, and until next time.